All right, Auto Align 2, is this the miracle plugin that everybody says it is? There's been a lot of talk about it since it came out and since it was showcased at NAMM. It's supposed to time and phase align your multi-mic'd instruments in seconds, and they say you can even drop an entire session into it. Well, it just sounded too good to be true to me, so I just had to grab it. So let's go. I'm going to show you how to use it, what it sounds like, and most importantly, if I think you need it in your plugin arsenal. All right, so this plugin is very easy to use, what you're going to see here. It's very quick, and the point here is to minimize phase cancellation, which can happen if you're, miking the same instrument with multiple microphones. And here we're going to show this with drums because this is typically where the problem happens the most, because we have, well, a lot of microphones on the drum kit. But this same technique, this same workflow can be used if maybe you're miking the same guitar amp with two mics, or maybe you have a DI bass tone with a mic'd bass tone. So this can be used on really anything in your mix. Here we have some raw, unmixed, home recorded drums. And we're going to see if we can get these a little fatter with Auto Align. I'm just going to open up the mixer. I'm going to make sure all my drums are selected, and then I'm going to throw Auto Align just across all of our tracks. And what I'm going to do now is basically play about 45 seconds to a minute of the song just to get everything imported into Auto Align 2. All right, so I've played through a good amount of the song so Auto Align can analyze everything, and now I'm just going to hit Align. So that process took about 10 seconds, which is kind of amazing, and we can see that it's shifted everything besides the snare top, so maybe it judges the most prominent signal and kind of sets everything to that, centers everything to that. So it looks like we're good here. Now let's see if this actually sounds any different. If we have any more low end or punch out of our drums, then we'll actually look at the waveforms to see what this actually did. So I'm gonna turn Auto Align off, and then I'll bring it in and out and see what we hear. So immediately, listen to the kick. I hear some low end, not a ton, but some low end being added back in, specifically in the kick drum. And then also the snare has a tad bit more low end and punch on it as well. Not much, but let's listen again. Very cool. I don't know if it's enough for me to be really excited about, but let's take a closer look at this. Just so we can see the difference with our eyes, I'm going to make another playlist. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go to Show Track Alternatives, and then I'm just going to duplicate this. Now we have a B and an A. So the A will be our original, and the B is going to be our new tracks. And what I'm going to actually do is just export, actually we'll do bounce tracks in place, and we'll just replace these tracks. So now Auto Align has basically been written into these tracks. So our B playlist is Auto Align, and then our A playlist is just our original tracks. If we kind of expand these tracks, I just want to take a look at what some of the waveforms look like in the B versus the A playlist. So let's take a look at the kick drum. So here we are. These are our Auto Align tracks here. And it looks like everything is lined up very nicely. And if we switch back to our A, these are the original. As you can see, they've been moved a little bit, so time aligned, but their phase relationship has been affected. We can see the difference in the waveform there. Now, the only thing I have to say here is that these kick drums in our original tracks, they were very much in phase. This looks great to me. And yeah, it looks a little bit better with the auto align. But let's just solo the kicks and switch back and forth between the playlists and see if there's any real noticeable difference. This time we'll start with the auto align kick drum. Go back. Not a huge difference there. Now, like I said, the original playlist here, the original tracks already had a great phase relationship. So we're not really hearing too much more punch or low end here. But the reason we heard that slight increase in fatness when all the tracks were playing at the same time is because auto align is looking at the phase relationship between all these microphones, not just the two kicks. So it's taking all these into account. And as you can see, we have a lot of mics. We have a stereo room mic, a mono room, hi-hat, ride, and the rest. So this is actually putting all of the tracks slightly closer together, at least in their timing and in their phase relationship. But like I said, is this anything to get super excited about? Is this going to make an extreme impact on the mix? Before I give you my conclusion and wrap up, I will just play this back to back one more time, and I'll start with the original tracks. All right, so first of all, I want to say that this plugin is really cool. It's easy to use, and I actually think it does what it says. It definitely creates a tighter phase relationship on multi-mic sources, and the fact that it does it so quickly is just incredible. But I don't think this is something that you absolutely need to have if you're tracking correctly. Back in the day, this would have been a lifesaver for me, but if I had this back in the day, maybe I wouldn't have put such an emphasis on learning how to track properly. As you could hear, the difference it made in these drum tracks was pretty minimal. However, maybe you're mixing a song that was recorded by someone else and there was a mistake made in the recording process. In that situation, this plugin would be amazing. That's just my opinion. Obviously, people have been making records without this software for years, but this is great for beginners who are having a difficult time getting phase relationships right at the source. Feel free to hit me up with any questions. Happy mixing, guys. Hey guys, if you like this video, make sure and go grab a copy of my home studio mix guide with your go-to EQ and compression settings for all your tracks, and also go ahead and register for my online mix training that I hold a couple times a week so that you can learn how to turn your home recorded tracks into a professional product.